All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:31. It is January 27th. Woo, we got a day in front of us, my dogs. Listen, days like this happen. I've been trading since I think 1997, and every now and then something happens out of a little bit out of left field that you're like, "Woo, I didn't see that coming." That's what they call a little bit of a black swan. But at this point, we'll see, how it affects things. Obviously, right now the market's down. SPYs are down 15 points, 150 handles. I will say that at least on Friday, you had red dog reversal sells in the SPYs and the Qs, and Nvidia gave you a bearish engulfing bar. So technically, hopefully, you reduce some risk on Friday. And yes, having anything on is going to hurt. I reduced risk. I'm short some SPYs, but I have, 6, 7 longs on. And, when you get a dramatic move like this down, whatever you have on hurts. So all you could do now is just make the right decision in the right time. The question is the SPYs are down 15 points. So are we going to be down 25 points, by the end of the day, or are the SPYs going to be down 6 or 7 points? Is Meta that's down 35 points? Is it going to be down 60 points, or is it going to be down 15 points? So there's going to be a lot of market discovery today. There's going to be a lot of things moving around very fast. So it's 6:32 in the morning. It's our job to prepare with levels that are compelling to see how the market reacts in them. And then maybe you can embrace volatility, and today could be a great opportunity. Listen, if you're an active trader and you don't have swing positions, a lot of you guys don't take overnight risks. Today could be a home run day for you because it's going to be huge rains, lots of movement, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, my name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. We actually have an open house this week. A lot of people going to be trying the virtual trading floor. Got a lot going on. I already went in my sauna for 20 minutes and got my mind right. I was in my ice barrel thinking about, how do we respond, what levels. I'm if you look right here, if you go real quickly to the SPYs, okay, what do I mean by a red dog reversal? Well, it pushed above 609.06 right here, right? Pushed above, came back below, very extended from the 8-day. There were lots of reasons without knowing that deep seek was going to happen to reduce some risk. Okay, a lot of ways to do so and get a little bit of hedged, and now we'll see what happens here. This is 595. This is 589. For now, the SPYs are down 2.4%, 593.40. So we're below 595 and we're above, the 589 area. We were as low as 589 already this morning. So this is a big spot. We'll see what happens here. We'll see, if we get a 5, 15, 30-minute low, can you trade versus that? So this is the alpha team right here. Okay, this is where people are doing some trials and hanging out. So I do have a few things on. Okay, a few. So it's not like I'm not, but I'm short some SPYs, which they already get to see. If you're on, I already covered a little bit down 15. This is helping me a lot. And I have a few little things on that, what? It is what it is. So I'll figure it out. I'll add to them, or I'll just get out of the way and say, hey, I better be flexible because we have no idea how long this is going to last. Is it over exaggerated? Is it over emotional? Who's going to be the beneficiaries? In time, it'll be really good if all these companies will have to spend less on AI and less on that's less spending, that's less pushing up prices, that's less inflation. So today maybe we'll look at the IWM. China's up a little bit. Hey, maybe Apple gets a little bit better because it didn't spend that much on AI. So you have to know, which is probably going to be, run for the hills and which might get some flows that are caught in sell programs that you could buy. So anyway, so this is everyone kind of talking about a little bit what's happened already this morning. I definitely have to, figure some things out, and I have some things on. But again, I'm short some SPYs that are going to help. I sold some premium on Friday. The one thing I didn't do is I had SPY puts on, which would have helped. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay, all you could do now is think about how you're going to go. So I would write down 589. 589 is a spot. That's where we were already this morning. Okay, so 589. And then if we don't hold 589, there's a gap to fill to 585. Then if you go to the Qs, okay, just so you guys know, the Qs made a lower high. So I just showed you the SPYs up here. Qs are making a lower high. Tech has not been the leading sector. So that gave you a little bit of clues to be a little bit careful. Plus, we went red first. So let's go with what the Qs are doing. The Qs right now are down 21 points. My goodness. Okay, so 508. So this is 511. So it's below 511. This is 503. which is the 100-day, and this is 499. So I would think, you know, you have 503, which is the 100-day, which we're not there yet, and then you have 499.50. Okay, so this was 503 over here too, to your left. So 503 is a big spot. 499 to 503 is huge. This is a huge support area. I don't know if we see it today. We might. Again, all you could do is map out areas, but what we will get is we'll get a 5, 15, 30, 60-minute low in the first hour, and then figure out how to gauge stocks thereafter. So 499 to 503 is a very big spot in the Qs. Okay, so what you don't want to do is you don't want to start buying something in no man's land. You don't want to start in an area that's not compelling, that if you start buying at 940, at just say 508, and then all of a sudden, it goes to 504 and then goes back above 508, and you had too much and you couldn't handle it. So those type of things could happen. That's why we want to make sure, you're only in compelling areas. So I did have Nvidia on Friday. I was long Nvidia on Friday. Yes, but guess why I'm not long in now? And guess why it's not on the virtual trading floor? It's not on the alpha team. It's not on, it's not in, because guess what? Red Dog honors his stops. Red Dog honors the price action, right? So right here, if you look at Nvidia actively, there are probably people short, right? It pushed through. First of all, this was your double top. You had to move up. It pushed above the prior high. So you should print out those sell signals. If you get above and can't stay above, that's a sell signal. If you go red and the market's green, that's a sell signal. If it gets below a 2-day low, that's showing you the bears have power. So this bearish engulfing candle could have gotten you out of your active long. It got me out of mine. I was long from here. Remember, we were talking about it. I was long from here. This was a decent spot. I was then long, okay? Long still, even if it was small. And then this candle said, hey, something's cooking here. You didn't have to know what was going to be coming out with deep seek and this and that. And at least you got out of the way. So now if you got out of the way, or short, it's down 16 points, 126. Where's 126? Actually, 126 is the lower end of this range. So here, that's right down here. So that would make some sense. That would be, the prior descending trend line break. That would be support. So you'll see maybe if you're short, okay, which congratulations. I'm not a great short. I'm just happy not to be long. Then this 126 to 129 is a spot. And then I guess you could say the 200-day, which is right here. But this is where the craziness is going to be. Obviously, Nvidia's had a huge run. It's outperformed so many names for so long. So if this is, the shot across the bow because, they could do it a hell of a lot cheaper, then this is going to be not the place. This is going to be a tough spot to trade. You're better off going, on things that might not have the AI focus. So again, some people are like, hey, Red Dog, you say this now, but I'm like, well, that's not true. Okay. Because if you go like to just say here, okay, this is, that's Red Dog. That's the public. So if you go to the private, okay, right when I got off the plane on Friday, which I wish I was a little bit, I wish I was in my desk, I probably would have shorted this and that. This was literally, this was what time? This was 3:12. Okay, so at 3:12, I'm like, guys, I sold a lot of premium. That helped because I saw the action. Hey, I got stopped out in Nvidia, 145-ish. So I do say what's going on when it goes on. I also bought 607 puts. That helped while I was on the plane, and then when I got off the plane, I sold those and got short the SPYs. So there were definitely ways to adjust. But again, that's our job. So I don't want anyone saying, hey, Red Dog, it's easy to say these things now. I'm like, no, these things were being said at 3:12 for those who are on the alpha team. And I just happened to be on the road. So, maybe I would have, who knows. But bottom line is, we all have time to adjust. Let me say hello to some of my dogs. I'm sure a lot of people are a little bit in stress. Well, Ngozi says, hey, those sell rules help. That's true. Bobby says, market was primed for a sell-off. Sully thinks Deep Seek is a hoax. Okay. So many geniuses, so little time. I get it. Market's cooked. Okay. A lot of days like today are everyone either says they were a genius or, or think they know what's next. Bottom line is no one really knows what's next. You just have to hope you made some good decisions last week or on Friday That's why we get our mind right. That's why Red Dog Mindset gets the mind right. So when things happen like a bearish engulfing candle in Nvidia or a SPY Red Dog reversal or a Q's low high, you see it. And listen, didn't mean get out of everything. It just means we're a little extended. You had the Fed this week too. Sometimes you get a day or two pullback before the Fed. So a lot of things should have had you bring some risk down. Just hit the 200-day. Okay. I bought VIX calls Friday, RDL. That's cool. Good. So that's helping you. Rocky and Tampa, I got your island right here. Go Birds. Okay. I do see Apple this morning. Apple didn't spend a lot on AI. So, again, you have to think about who might, who's going to be a winner here. So Apple right now Apple's a little odd though, because Apple has been the weakest stock, so you don't want to go after the weakest one first, but it's only down 46 cents. So Apple will be something I'll look at, and we'll see if there's an opportunity there. I think maybe the IWM, right? The IWM has lagged. Yes, it has. Unfortunately, it's not oversold. It's just in the middle of the range. But the IWM likes lower rates, and maybe if there's a lot less spend on AI and AI infrastructure and all these things, maybe that's less inflation. That means the Fed could lower rates, at some point. Anyway, where's the IWM? The IWM right now is it's down 225 at 226. So this is 222. So maybe the IWM is worth a look. Maybe also, what else is worth a look? Maybe the bios. Bios have lagged for years. They have. What's the bios doing this morning? XBI. Down only 70 cents. So not everything is down 21 points or down 11%. So you got to, kind of think ahead. Maybe the flows are going here, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, so that's the IWM. I will say some guys like, hey, Red Dog, what do you think about BABA? I'm like, well, from what my hedge fund guys say, they think that, BABA came out and said that their spend is going to be so much less, that their margins are going to get better. And China's been so horrible that maybe, this can outperform. And it's actually up a little bit this morning. I'm long the FXI, and the FXI is up. China has lagged for a long time. FXI is up 44 cents. That's a long. Hey, Red Dog's got FXI on. Big deal. But maybe, but again, on these inflection point days, you got to figure out where the flows are going and see what's the next active sequence. So this way you could play along versus, play in the dark. We're not in the dark here. There's no hoping and praying in trading. There's figure this shit out. Excuse my French. Okay, so FXI and BABA. What's BABA doing? I bet you BABA's up this morning. It's up $1.76. All right, so Chinese tech is not taking it because Chinese tech is the one that's doing it cheaper, supposedly. Doesn't mean just go, cajones to the wall Chinese tech, but we'll see if this turns into a new narrative, right? That's what you got to do. New narratives. Got to process your routine and figure out what's next. So let's talk about a few levels in some of the Mag 7. All right, I am long Amazon. Amazon's gonna be my biggest loser this morning. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and I'm not even long that much. I just thought, hey, we're gonna have a normal week into earnings, blah blah blah. So right now, Amazon is down a bunch. It's down 11. Okay, so problem is it was just at a high, so it's not really like on sale. So right now, where did Amazon get to? Amazon got to 220, 218. What's this? This is 224, so it's below that. So this is the lower range. So this is 215 to 220. So we'll see what, does this area hold? Okay, I will probably add a little bit to my Amazon, reverse the low, and see if I could trade around it. Where's Amazon again? Amazon is at 223. So Amazon's like kind of no man's land. It's not at the moving average. It's not here. It's above the morning low. So, Amazon is something I will I will have to trade around. Okay. I'm also in Meta calls. Not Meta. I'm in a Meta call spread. So, but Red Dog did this right a little bit. I bought Meta calls for earnings in here. Okay, then it had a move, and I created a spread. So I sold options higher, where the move actually helped finance it. So although it'll be down, I did that the best of my ability. And it closed at highs, and hard to see this coming. Now, Meta is going to be tough. Meta just came out and said that how much they're going to spend on capex, so they look like a bunch of jerks. But we'll see. 603 is right here. That's a level. Okay, it held above there. So I guess you got to see. Microsoft's been lagging. I haven't looked at Microsoft in a while. I wonder, like Netflix has nothing to do with AI, and it's been strong and had numbers. So maybe Netflix is something you could look at this morning. What's Netflix doing this morning? Netflix is it's down 18, 958. So maybe Netflix is something, unless they just want to take out all the valuations of tech, which could happen too. So I'll tell you, if you're not in a lot of things, what I like to do in a sea of red is you want to see what goes green first, right? The sea of red, all of a sudden, the first 15, 20 minutes, something goes green. You're like, wow, that popped up, went green. And then all of a sudden, the markets find a little footing and the markets come up. And then that's typically where you want to be for the day. Market was primed first. All right, Bobby. Are you short? Or are you just in a lot of cash, which could be cool too? Let's see. Tesla or Meta at buy at these levels. I don't know. I haven't been trading Tesla, to be honest. Lately, Tesla's been very, very, very choppy. Tesla was my biggest trade. It was my biggest trade pre and post election. And then you had a red dog reversal sell, a lower high, another lower high. And look how this closed. There was no reason, if you were actively trading, okay, and you follow the red dog rules, which is when it's above the 8 and 21 day, you want to potentially be long it. When it's acting special, that's a swing trade. But when it gets choppy and it gets hard, you pull back. And look at this close. This Tesla closed below the 8 and 21 day on Friday. This actually should have been a short candidate. I wasn't on my desk. I probably wouldn't have taken it home short, but I definitely wouldn't have been actively long. And now look at Tesla this morning. Tesla is, down 15. So I would think some traders are short this thing. We're at the highs, reversal in the semis, reversal in the Qs, lower high. Like look at that. Like my rules out there, right here. This said either be out or be short. Okay, I'm out. I wish I was short. Some guys are definitely short. And now what? You have 390, which is where it's at, right? So what was this? This is 380. Where Tesla's? So Tesla's in no man's land. So you don't want to be doing anything with Tesla until maybe right around this 382. Some people think they're going to be the beneficiary. I'm not sure. But anyway, Tesla's down 15. People are like, oh, how could you have got out? What could you have seen? Well, it wasn't even at the highs. You had the S&P back at the highs of the overall move, and this was mid-level, so that was showing relative weakness. I like to be in Tesla when it's leading the market. I like to be in momentum names when they're leading the market, not when they're lagging, and not when they're choppy, not when they make it hard. How do we join the Alpha team today? I think there's a link in my what's it called? A link in my public Twitter, and maybe with this too. So I don't know. You could figure it out. Anyway, so no reason to be in Tesla. So we'll see. This is 383. So maybe 383 is a spot. And listen, I always post all the different accounts. So I do have a Blood in the Street account that's in full cash, which it's not going to work on the open. The Blood in the Street account goes to work only when you start to get below 5% off the highs in the S&P, and then I use a tier system down a bunch. It's been put to work 17 times, and it's 17 for 17. If you have a 401k and you're 52 like me, it does not matter. Even if this whole thing takes a little bit longer than everyone thinks, put money in every month, it's fine. But if you trade for a living, you better have your rules. You better not listen to everyone who thinks that or portrays themselves as geniuses, because that's not true. Scott, thanks for the proper guidance and perspective on this down open. Let's make this a pot. Yeah, listen, turn into a great day. Like look at Dash, for instance. Dash is down 7. Dash doesn't have AI. Dash isn't using the grid. I am long Dash, which I have less on. Dash gave a nice move. Okay, wound up hitting 183. Then gave you a reason to reduce. Like I got long a lot of Dash right here at 173, and I reduced into that move. So now Dash might be, an opportunity down 4%, 174. So where's, what's that? That's right around here. I would think if Dash gets into this spot, this could be viable for a trade. So it is what it is. So this is a spot. If it opens down 7 or 8 and closes down 3, I'll make more money than in that stock than I'm down right now. Then there are a few things. So ON, I'm also long. Really give you no reason to get out of it. It was just acting normal, right? big move, broke above the spot. It's down 2. I don't, ON doesn't really, on clouds shouldn't really matter. you know, the sneakers with AI infrastructure and chat GBT, whatever. So maybe this is a spot into 58 and change. Okay. So where's ON right now? ON, it's down to at 58-ish. This 8 days right here, and then the 21 days right there. So all I'm saying is, cooler heads will prevail. It's 6:51. The reason why I'm up at 4:45 every day is to get as prepared as possible so I can execute with confidence when the market moves. I rehearse all these levels in my head. That's what I do at 20 and 520, which we're going to be getting out there soon. As soon as I get my subscribe button. But I'm just doing what I do every day. This is what I do every day for 30 years. Am I stressed out? No. You know what? I'm going to do what I could do because I'm prepared. The only way you could get rid of anxiety or fear is knowing what the right decision to do at the right time and not have too strong of opinions. Have your levels, have your thoughts, and if things are moving too fast for you, then just don't do as much. Don't trade the second, third, fourth tier names. Now is the time to just look at the leaders. Again, let's go back to the SPYs one more time. So I will be covering a little bit. I will be covering most of my SPY short, which is really helping me a lot this morning. I've already covered a little bit. I will cover a little bit more. So some people like, well, how do we know when you're making moves? Well, I covered a little bit right there. So just say, let's see, let's take this out of, wow, that is down 30. So if you go here, okay, just as SPYs are down 14, Dash is down 4, ON's only down 2. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to cover a little bit more of the SPYs. So what should happen is you should see it, hold on, you should see it flash green. So it's red, meaning I'm short it. So now I just covered a little bit and it should flash green. There it goes. So, no one should be just following things that I'm doing, but I could be a steady hand and a guiding light. And those people in the alpha team know that I was in a lot more risk than this as of Friday. And I did try and, we got a sell signal. I tried to sell as much premium as I could on Friday, and I did. And I made a lot of money. Plus, I was short the 408s, which we made that money back. And, but again, you have a few things on. It's a little bit complicated. Hey, Bobby 4.0 is back in the chat. But anyway, hopefully we have a week. It's going to be definitely a lot of things moving around. I'm going to try not to be perfect. What about Palantir? Yeah, look at that red dog reversal. This gave you a red dog reversal right here, okay, into resistance. So hopefully you get out of the way. I don't have any Palantir on. It's probably going to be getting hit hard with this news. So PLTR, it's only down 5. That's not crazy. 73.90. Here's 72. So yeah, what you want to do, you levels, and then you want to wait for a 15-minute low, see some kind of divergence, and then that's when you try and put something on versatile level, so you have your defined risk. And if you're in a position and you're in pain in it, and you want to try and trade around, it's like just say Amazon, okay? Because this is my worst name today. So I'm coming in, it's down 11. Maybe it puts a low in the morning, like 221 in the first 15 minutes. I buy a little bit. And then all of a sudden it goes back to 223 or 224. I trim a little bit of that. All of a sudden it goes and it doesn't rally and then breaks 221. I might just get out of it and say, hey, I'm going to revisit it. I didn't know what was going on here. I didn't know that all of a sudden tech would be, up in arms and then wait. And then maybe it makes a new low 45 minutes later at 218 and goes to 219. I'm like, okay, now the market went lower and now it diverged to the positive side. Let me try it again. And, you could try things a few times. You might get a 15-minute low or it might be a 30-minute low, or the low today might not happen till, 11:30. So we'll see. It's going to be a long day, my friends, my dogs. So, take it step by step, moment by moment, and just know what you can handle. Okay. And, again, keep your mind right so you can execute with confidence, because these days come and go. Some people might have their best day of their business today. Why? They looked at Nvidia, okay, and they saw what happened on Friday. You could Google what did it do? Got above and couldn't hold. Sell signal number 1. What did it do here? Got below 2-day low. The bears showed power. Bearish engulfing candle. Get out if you're long. Get short if you like to get short. So I'm sure there are people short in Nvidia coming in and saying, thank you. Anyway, or you're out of it. I'm just out of it. And thank goodness, I honor my stops, and, and there's no hoping and praying in trading. So if you're hoping and praying today, you might need a new business. All right. Or that means you haven't been following the Red Dog and his crew, because we don't hope and pray. We get strategic, we honor stops, we get prepared, we have a routine and our process to keep ourselves, intact. And, I could wind up losing a decent amount of money today also, but as long as I make the right decisions and lose less and control what I can control, the little things is what keeps you moving forward. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Got to jump. Big day ahead.